all right. Ooh, yeah. It's time to talk about some plants. Welcome back to Bio Talk with Mr. Scott. Hopefully, you're doing well today. Today's video is going to be very, very short. This should be pretty much a review of plants. We're not going over anything brand new that's earth shattering. We're basically doing a quick review before we start digging in and to a little bit more detail on plants. So, hopefully, everybody is following along with me. You should have your intro to plants handout that looks like this. As always, we're going to fill in the blanks together. I'm going to walk you through basically a review of plants. So let's start at the top. Our plant hierarchy levels, the domain and kingdom. Everybody, hopefully you remember this from our last unit, on Unit 9 or Unit 8 when we talked about classification. But the domain for plants, you guessed it, is going to be Eukarya. Eukarya. That is the domain. And then, of course, the kingdom that plants fall into. No, it's not animals. They are plants. Or plantae. That is their kingdom. Now, what kind of cells do plants have? Well, we've already talked about it. We have, or plants have, eukaryotic cells. As a refresher, this means, yes, nucleus. Yes, they do have a nucleus. Of course, plants have plant cells. And what do they look like? Well, they have a square shape to them. If you remember and think back, I know it's hard to think first semester, but when we did the lab with the onion cell and we looked at an onion cell under a microscope, most of those onion cells had a square type shape to them. Moving on to our next point, the special organelles to a plant cells. We call these the MVPs. We're going to call them MVP organelles, right? The most important parts to a plant cell. First, that everybody can never forget is what we call the chloroplast. The chloroplast. Bonus points if you can tell me the two parts that make up the chloroplast. Not now, but come up to me and you tell me the answer. Maybe I give you like 5 bonus points on something. I don't know. We'll see. So we have chloroplast, looks like this. We have the cell wall. And then our last part, the arrow is pointing here, is what we call the vacuole. Vacuole. So the special organelles, the MVPs of a plant cell, chloroplast, cell wall, and vacuole. Now to some really heavy hitting stuff. Question for you. Are plants multicellular or unicellular? Yes, good job. All of y'all are right. They are multicellular, meaning that they are made up of more than one cell. I'm going to circle that. And then are they autotrophs or heterotrophs? Man, y'all are on this. We're ready to take our plant test today. They are autotrophs, which means they make their own food. Now, what is this process that plants use to make their own food? And this process is what we call photosynthesis. So they go through a process called photosynthesis. Now, here comes the part Well, I'm probably going to lose a bunch of people, and it's okay. Now let's look at the formula. Let's look at the chemical reaction that is photosynthesis, right? What are the parts of photosynthesis? Well, most everybody knows that we need sunlight. This is my sun. Yes, I know it's not in yellow, but it's okay. So we have our light energy plus H2O, water, plus CO2. And these are what we call, these are the reactants. This is what's going into the chemical reaction. And what we get out of this process, oh, you can't see that, there we go. What we get out of the process of photosynthesis is oxygen, and then of course good old C6H12O6, aka glucose, sugar, or simply put, food. So if this on this side is the reactants, once we have our chemical reaction, on the other side, we have what we call our products. This is what we get out of a chemical reaction. All right, that's it, y'all. Less than 10 minutes. So for hopefully this was just a review for you. This wasn't something brand new, because we're not new to this, but we true to this, and this is what we call biology. We're true to biology. All right, until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.